Hey, my name is Diego Peralta. I'm here from Awards Radar, and I'm happy to talk to you today. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm super excited to be here. Thanks for doing this on a Tuesday, which is usually not the best day of the week, but let's just get right to it.
Okay.
What was, the most challenging thing about playing Miss Jen in the final season of High School Musical, the musical series?
The most challenging thing about playing Miss Jen in the final series or in the final season, honestly, is that it was the final season. And I love playing Miss Jen and love working with those kids on and off screen. And so to know that it was coming to an end was very bittersweet and but wonderful at the same time because I knew they were all going to go off and do more amazing things.
Speaking about that, was it ever hard for the cast when Olivia Rodrigo had to step away?
I think we were so proud of her and so excited for her. We are her biggest fans. So no, I don't think it was hard for us. And in fact, I think it was one of those things where we all saw her talent and we all saw that she was so special before the rest of the world knew. So we were kind of laughing to ourselves like, haha, we knew first. But yes, now we'll share her with the rest of the world.
Oh yes, I saw so many people talk about, well, I saw her first in this TV show, and I was just like, well, yeah, but it's not the same. You don't know her.
She wrote songs for our show, and I remember being so impressed with how good her songs were. She was so young and yet they were just so advanced. Well, she is a very old soul. I think that comes through in her music.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But I'm not here to talk about her. By the way, you are super young too. So yeah, yeah. It's just like, well, Olivia, I don't know, maybe, but you definitely are.
Oh
No,
yes, I was not the old teacher on the show at all.
no. Speaking about Miss Jen, I did want to ask, was there any mentor figure in your life that you based Miss Jen on?
I think my Miss Jen was a mashup of a bunch of different teachers that I had growing up. I was lucky to have many, many teachers that encouraged me and supported me, like Miss Jen tries to do. And I also think that I pulled from Miss Jen with people that I know now. And I think there was a big part of our creator, our writer, Tim Federle, in Miss Jen. A lot of his spirit was there. So I tried to, have a little bit of everybody in her.
That's beautiful. Um, was there any part of your experience watching these kids growing up in real life that you then worked into the character?
Yes, I would say that I care about them as people and as humans as much as Miss Jen did as her students. And I love them in real life, just as she loved them in the show.
Okay. Did the role of Miss Jen make you miss the stage?
Yes and no. Really, Miss Jen was the best of all worlds because the stage was not very far away from us, but we got to go farther than a show gets to go in a night. So I love that Miss Jen's journey just, started and kept going and kept going and kept going for all those years.
Sure. So could you speak about the relationship between Miss Jen and Carlos? Was that actually her favorite? You can speak openly about it. She can't as a teacher, but you
For
can.
the record, I don't have favorites. However, I love Frankie Rodriguez. Yes, actually, I think I was really lucky because Miss Jen and Carlos do connect on such a same level. They speak a secret language to each other. And I think Carlos and I sort of had that too. Um, he's just somebody who, like, my soul loves his soul, if that makes sense. I hope
It
it translates
does.
on TV.
It did. It did. I did want to hang out with both of you actually, but I mean, I saw the TV show before I was even a journalist. So I'm saying that as a person, like, oh, I
Oh,
want to hang
yay!
out.
Oh, I didn't know
I
you liked the show just because.
no, yeah, I did.
You can be
I
friends with us.
watched.
You can definitely be friends with us.
Thank you, thank you. That really means a lot. I actually started watching before I wrote anything, and then this opportunity came along, and I was just like super humbled by it. So yeah, I'm totally happy to be here.
Yes, I'm happy to be here too.
Yeah, sometimes you go, I wish I could be Miss Jen to talk about, life, and she could give me advice. And then I became a journalist, and this happened, and I mean, like, not like that. I mean, no, not
I
that.
will give you advice. What's bothering you? What's on your mind?
Oh, no, right. Thank you so much. You're so kind. But going back to the series, I did want to ask. It's easy to talk about your relationship with the High School Musical movies before the show, but I want to talk about it afterwards. Like, did your work on the series change your relationship with the High School Musical movies?
I think that I developed a greater appreciation for it. Of course, just getting closer to something, you get to know it better. But I think it became very clear how High School Musical, the movies touched an earlier generation, and then they were so powerful that they keep touching future generations. So it was an honor to be part of that, honestly.
Yeah, but you guys are powerful too. I mean, I've been an advocate for the show for a while, in house parties and stuff, talking over the loud music, like, no, you should totally check out the show. It's as good as the movies, I promise. With the solo cup on your hand.
Yes, thank
So
you.
yeah, you
Yes.
guys are a part of that legacy, and what are you proud of the most when it comes to the High School Musical series?
I'm proud that I think we really brought love to that show and showed how theater can be a place for people to be safe and for people to be seen. And I'm also really proud of us because that wasn't just something we were pretending on stage. Our cast and our crew, everybody who worked on our show, we really were a big family. And I think that we're all better for it. So I'm proud of it.
Yeah, what does the experience of working with child actors provide that the experience of, regular work just can't give?
I think there's something to be said for being able to witness young talent when it's almost untouched before anybody else has seen it. That is so inspiring and almost, makes you have to believe in God when you just see these kids whose voices come from who knows where, or like Olivia's songwriting talent, these things that they were just born with that you can't really teach, that you can see at such a young age. So that's inspiring. And I think also, for me anyway, being around the young kids, it really helped me remember how I was at that age and how acting and how theater and how music was so magical before it was also a job and also something that I needed to, try to get to pay the bills. So it just reminded me of the reason I fell in love with it in the first place.
Sure. Would you consider teaching drama for real after the show?
Yes, actually, I have. And this morning, even my husband and I went to my son's elementary school before school, where the sixth graders are practicing Macbeth because they're going to do the Scottish play. Um, and they asked us to go in there and just talk to them about acting and stuff. And it's just so rewarding to see young people and how they are finding their love for the arts and expressing themselves. And yes, I would love to be a teacher. Unfortunately, I've only played one and I don't actually have any credentials.
Oh, that's easy. It's easier than a driver's license, I think. Don't listen to me. I don't have either of those things. I can't teach and I shouldn't drive. So
I can help you with that. Yeah.
yeah, thank you. But no, but seriously, you're very talented, and let's just talk about the sparkly elephant in the room. There's a Wicked movie coming out, and you have a very Glinda-like energy for obvious reasons. I do have to ask, did the character stay? Or are you secretly possessed by Glinda? Do you want to talk about
Yes.
it?
Once you become Glinda, you never no, no. Um, yes, I'm so excited about the movie. It looks like it's going to be great. And I do feel so lucky that I was able to be part of Wicked when it first began, years and years ago. And I do think it was such a great musical with such a great message for young people, but especially girls. And another thing that I'm just so proud to be part of the legacy of, like you said. And I'm so excited that the movie will now touch another generation.
Yeah, should have been. You should have been in it, by the way. I mean,
Um,
all
uh,
respect to Ariana Grande,
thank you.
which is fun, but
Oh, you're casting me as I was going to say Madame Morrible.
no, no, no. You should have been Glinda.
I can only be Glinda in a very large theater slash outdoor amphitheater from a very long distance in the dark with like soft lighting.
I can do that.
So
Let's
let's
just
make
rent
that
one
happen.
out. Yeah, yeah. Next time you're in Mexico City, we're gonna rent out a theater, and it's just gonna be the best Wicked performance you've ever seen.
Okay. Will you be Elphaba?
I will. I
You'll
will.
be
I have been
Elphaba. Oh, I'm
waiting
going
my
to
whole
prepare.
life for this. I have like green paint below the desk. I'm ready to go.
I can't.
Um, did you enjoy getting to work with Miss Jen's love life through the series? Because, she's a teacher, but she's also a young woman. So
Oh, I did. And I was very lucky that I would joke that I was the only age appropriate woman in the show, which is why I got all the boyfriends. But yes, I did not mind getting all the boyfriends because Alex Quijano, who played Ricky's dad, so fun, so cute. And I got to dance with Derek Huff. If you ever have the chance to dance with Derek Huff, you take that chance, okay?
I
Because there's
will.
nothing like it.
I
He
will.
can spin you and dance you and just make you feel like it's your wedding day, honestly.
I will. I'm dropping my entire career to just focus on that goal.
But Mark St. Cyr actually, we we met before the show even started, right? When we were both being cast in the show. And so that was something they wanted to make sure that we had chemistry. And what's so great is that is so he is so easy to have chemistry with on all levels because he's so smart, he's so kind, he's so funny, and so cute, obviously. So I was really glad the way Miss Jen ended up with him.
Perfect.
They
Did
were
you get
always meant to
to
be.
Did you get to have chemistry tests with the kids before the show started?
No, no, no. The kids, it was important for the kids. Maybe they had chemistry tests with each other, I think. But not so much. It was just another one of those things where we all just connected with each other. And I don't know how you figure that out or if you even can. But it was just kind of magical.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. Lightning in a bottle, because there's just no way you get that amount of, screen talent without previous, interactions. That's wonderful. Congrats on you all on that, honestly.
Thanks.
That's
No,
that's
we
what I like. Yeah, I think that's what's cool about High School Musical is that it's earnest. It's an honest show. And what do you do as Miss Jen to bring that honesty to the table to make it look real?
Well, I think what you said is exactly it. It is honest and it is real. My love for the kids was real. My love for theater is real. My struggle with figuring out my place in the world and the place that I was in my life. I mean, Miss Jen was in her life, and figuring out what her new path may be. It was all stuff that I was sort of going through in real life as well. So it was very close to the truth,
You shouldn't
which
worry
makes
about that. I think the prime of your career is ahead of you, to be honest. I mean, it's easy to talk about young breakout talent from High School Musical when focusing on the kids, but no, you were a powerhouse on that show, and you should own that.
You are so nice. Thank you. It's very funny though. I mean, I think one of the things is too is that it's the my most beloved thing I have done yet, right? So it's hard for me to even imagine something better than this.
Oh, it's coming. Are you working on something right now?
Oh, I am a mom, and yeah, I'm writing, and I still audition, and who knows? There's something I did, and we'll see if the show gets picked up, and then it's just you never know, right?
No, I do. I personally know. You're gonna do 2025 is gonna be so big for you, and you're gonna
Okay,
be just like shopping a meal, and someday you're gonna be like, that kid had a point, you know? No, he
I mean,
was
are you
right.
psychic? Because I am into it.
Yes,
What
yes.
should we manifest? What should we see?
Whatever you want. What role do you want in the future?
I have always wanted to be a Disney mom, which I sort of my dream came true when I got to be Miss Jen, right?
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, I know. And now I just sort of want to be Miss Jen forever. So something
Yeah.
like that, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's coming. I mean, there's a new kids Wizards of Waverly Place. There are new shows coming out every year. You're gonna be a Disney mom in no time. Don't worry about that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, what are the challenges of transitioning from a career built on the stage to television?
I would say, well, there are different skills involved, like you were talking about. Like if you're on stage doing the same show every day, then that's one journey you're taking and you're trying to keep it fresh every time. And if you're doing a television show, you don't have a long time to rehearse every scene, every moment, and you do it quickly and then it's done, and then you move on to the next one and the next episode. So your journey is much longer and you don't quite know where maybe it's going, right? But I think I love both of them. And one of the things I love about TV so much too is that because they get so close to you, you can really feel the feelings just in your heart and it will be seen as opposed to on stage where you have to really project it to show everybody. I like the fact that the camera brings them to you.
Absolutely. No
It's like
more.
they're peeking, so it's like they're peeking in on your life a little bit, you know?
Yes, yes, no more projecting for the people in the bleachers,
Right.
on on
Which
the
I'm
second
also
floor.
happy to do. I'm also happy
Yeah,
to, but sometimes I like having the quiet moment and share
absolutely.
with the audience. Yeah.
Do you have any favorite musical number from the series?
Oh, well, I love dancing with Derek Huff, as I told you. I loved doing I loved doing Role of a Lifetime in season one because all the kids were in it with me and they all danced around me. And then I got up on that stage and I looked down at the sea of loving faces looking back at me. And I mean, of course, and I'm singing, Is This a Role of a Lifetime? So I'm just like crying inside from happiness. Um, but I remember the first time we heard Wondering with Julia and Olivia and being blown away by that. I remember um when they when we all did the zombie dancing. So funny, and they crashed through the window, which was made of sugar or something cool. And I mean, really, I would try to peek all the time to watch the kids because I wasn't in, a lot of the numbers, but they were all something else. Oh, and when the girls did that one, two, three number, and they were dancing and they were all sparkly and stuff. Oof, that was one of the best days on set ever. They were just all so photogenic and charismatic and talented and beautiful.
Yes, I love your energy. You're so kind to these kids. I mean, they are talented by themselves. They shine, but you bring them to just another level.
Well, I'm also so proud of them, I would just like to say, because they're all good people. And that's something too that is not doesn't always go together, right? Big talent and big heart. But we didn't have any bad seeds.
Oh, okay. That's beautiful. I won't take too much of your time now. Going back to, I mean, now after show's over, is there like a group chat? Do you still stay in touch with these wonderful performers?
Yes, there is a big group chat. I also think there is a chat without any adults that I am not part of, which is okay. I'm pretty sure, and that's fine. They should have that. I also, but I also close with them and text them and keep in touch. Larry Saperstein was just out here last weekend, and Julia Lester I saw not too long ago, and I'll go to LA and try to see a couple more of them.
Oh,
Josh
perfect.
Bassett came through with his tour, and Matt Cornett was here, and we went to see him. And I saw those boys for breakfast for a couple days in a row. And, yeah, I love them so much. And
That's
they're
beautiful.
so well.
That's beautiful.
They're good,
Talking
they're
about
guys. They're men. They're young men. Very nice young men.
they're gentlemen. Yes. Yes, this is, if I can live for something in my parasocial relationship brain, is that the High School Musical cast stay together. It's like that's inspiring, that's wholesome.
I hope so too. I will be the mom who holds us together and we can have a reunion. We can have a reunion when I turn old.
21?
Yes, 21. Um, no, I mean, who knows, right? But I do think
Yeah.
they're all gonna do so many big things. So um, I can't wait to see.
Yeah. Just one final question, and I hope this is a
Yes.
fun one. How do you think Miss Jen would have reacted to the kids from the movies?
You mean
Do
if they were
you
her kids and she was the teacher?
Yeah, yeah, she was the teacher of the kids from the High School Musical movies.
I think I think she might have been a little I think Sharpay maybe would have made her a little tired, but I think she would have seen herself in Sharpay. And I think clearly she would love them all. Um, but I think she would probably want to be one of them a little bit more than Miss Darvis did.
Yep.
You know what I
I
mean? Just get in
completely
there and join them.
I
Like doing
completely
the dance.
agree.
I would be doing it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I can see that. I can see that perfectly. Thank you so much. You were so
Yeah.
kind for this conversation.